It's finally here. After many years of waiting for the last of the quartet of sexy Teslas, the Model Y broke cover for the first time last night in a special event at Tesla's Design Center in Hawthorne, California. And in case you missed the event, we've spent a late night and an early morning going over some of the important things you'll want to know about the Model Y, including when you can expect to get one and how much you're going to pay for the privilege. Leading up to last night's reveal, it was no secret that the Model Y would be based on the same platform that Tesla's highly successful Model 3 is built, and will be to the Model 3 what the Model X is to the Model S. In other words, it's what you might get if a Model X and a Model 3 had a baby, and by that I mean it has its father's bottom and its mother's eyes. Or rather, a Model X rear and a Model 3 front end. Sitting taller than Model 3, at almost Model X height, Tesla has done away with the fancy gull-wing doors of the Model X in favour of the less complicated conventional doors. That's helped save Tesla some weight, but it's also going to help it save a lot of money in manufacturing, thus ensuring a really surprising entry price point, which I'll come to in a second. Reiterating that the Model Y's battery pack will be low down on the floor like the rest of its lineup of cars, Elon Musk said he expected that Model Y would be the safest mid-size car on the market, and incredibly efficient too, with a 0.23 drag coefficient. Just like the Model 3, Model Y is deceptively large inside thanks to the fact that the battery pack and motor, or motors, are integrated into Model Y's chassis. From the driver's or front passenger seat, you'll have a tough time differentiating Model Y from Model 3, with the same minimalist cockpit and landscape touchscreen display. Then sitting behind the driver, you'd most likely be forgiven for thinking that you were in a Model 3. But the third row? That's a Tesla Model Y special. Yep. You heard me right, 3 rows of seats. Model Y will be available in both 5 and 7-seat configurations, just like Model X was in its early days. The rear seats appear to be located just over the rear axle, and while I can't confirm this, as I haven't yet seen the car firsthand, they do look as if they'll be a little tighter to get into than the second row. They're also going to have a little less headroom than the second row, thanks to the slope of the rear liftgate on Model Y. Since Model Y will most likely appeal to families, I'm going to suggest that third row seating is most likely going to be occupied by children anyway, so a little less legroom and headroom isn't going to be hugely problematic. During the event, Musk quoted a total cargo volume of 66 cubic feet, thanks of course to the front trunk, the frunk that every Tesla in production today enjoys. That figure appears to be possible when the 5-seat Model Y configuration is used, and also when you fold down the rear row of the 7-seat Model Y. That rear row, by the way, is a 50-50 split seat, while the second row in the 7-seat configuration, that's the rear row in the 5-seat, enjoys a 40-40-20 split. As for tech, Tesla says Model Y will come with all the hardware it needs to be fully autonomous, with Musk saying at last night's event that he expects Tesla's autopilot to gain fully autonomous capabilities later this year, which, since Model Y isn't due to go into production until next year, means that Model Y will come from the factory with full autonomous driving capabilities, if purchased of course. Dipping away from Model Y for a second, Musk also hinted that he's confident Tesla will soon be at a point where it will apply for regulators to give them permission to have autopilot operate in a completely hands-off, driver fully distracted mode. While he didn't specifically say full level 5 autonomous operation, it sounds to me very much like that's what Tesla has in mind. Available in 4 different configurations, standard, long-range, dual-motor and dual-motor performance, Musk said that Tesla is shooting for a 230-mile EPA range for Model Y standard range, 300-mile EPA range for Model Y long range, and 280-mile EPA range for both the Model Y dual motor and Model Y dual motor performance. I should note too that this is from the same motor and battery packs as found in each of the respective sibling variants of Model 3, suggesting Tesla continues to improve and refine just how much power it can wring out of its gigafactory-built battery packs. Acceleration times from 0 to 60 miles per hour will range from 5.9 seconds for the standard range to 5.5 seconds for the long range, 4.8 seconds for the dual motor, and 3.5 seconds for the top of the range dual motor performance, with top speeds of 120 miles per hour, 130 miles per hour, 135 miles per hour, and 150 miles per hour, respectively, across the board. At the entry-level point, the Model Y standard range will start, says Musk, at $39,000, with the high-end Model Y dual-motor performance coming in at a starting price of $60,000. Obviously, things like full self-driving and interior trim and exterior trim options will add to those prices. But for a mid-sized electric SUV, that's incredibly competitive and certainly undercuts some of the other mid-sized electric SUVs that are coming to the market in the near future. As for launch dates, if you want to be the first to get a Model Y, you'll need to be in the US and be willing to pay for either the long range dual motor, or the dual motor performance variants, which Tesla says will enter into production next year for fall 2020 launch. Meanwhile, those who want the entry-level Model Y will have to wait a little longer until spring of 2021. How is Tesla planning on bringing Model Y to market so quickly? The key, it appears, lies in the fact that Tesla is rapidly expanding its production facilities around the world, with Musk disclosing last night that Tesla's Gigafactory 3 in Shanghai is being built at breakneck speed and will be online next year. Importantly, in addition to producing lithium-ion cells for the Chinese market cars, Tesla will also be producing Chinese market Model 3 and Model Y at that factory. This dramatically lowers the strain on Tesla's Gigafactory and its Fremont production facilities in the US, where Musk says he hopes Tesla to reach volumes in excess of 500,000 cars per year. What do you make of Model Y? Do you like it? Will you, or have you put a deposit down? And do you agree with Musk's prediction made last night that we'll see more Model Ys sold than Model 3 and Model X combined? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you liked it or you didn't like it below. Scribble a comment, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a single episode. And as usual, if you want to support the channel, there are 3 ways that you can do that in the show notes below, including Ko-fi, our Patreon, and our shop. I'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, keep evolving.